number 4.
I need a number 8.
Can I get a milkshake instead of the Coke?
The food's supposed to be spicy and hot, and it's supposed to inflict pain upon your mouth.
I feel worthless. You're not right. Something's wrong with you.
Has anybody explained to you how diseased he really is?
You can't quit it. Try to regulate it. If you can't regulate it, then...
I'm sorry. God, I'm a horrible person. I really don't believe I can beat it. Marc, you okay?
I'm so ashamed. I just want to disappear right now.
Why?
Because I'm fat. My name is Marc. I'm 22 years old, and right now I'm living with my grandfather. Sometimes I put myself on a restricted diet, cut out carbs, calories, fats, and sugars. There's 1. On restricting days, I don't touch any of the food I make. 2. I don't handle it in any way with my skin. 3, 4. 5 is a safe number for me, so everything is in increments of 5. 5. And over the 5 mounds, I'm gonna put hot sauce on it. I'm gonna do about 15 shakes, 3 each, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna get pepper to put on it. 3 on each mound again, so averages out to 15. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The food's supposed to be spicy and hot, and it's supposed to inflict pain upon your mouth. I can't have one thing that tastes good, because the second I have something that tastes good, I go overboard. Every day I wake up, I plan to restrict. However, if I find I'm still uncontrollably hungry, that's when I go on a binge and purge. A grilled cheese combo with the fries, and then can I get a Neapolitan shake? Thank you. When I'm on a big binge, I'll eat chips, crackers, cookies, candy, and then I feel like I messed up, so I'll then go purge it all. Sometimes if you jump up and down, you can mix it up and it'll come out easier. No! I feel like the fat kid when I was 13.
Marc gets into these moods, and it's very difficult to get him out of it.
It's okay. Okay? It's all right. Just relax.
Sometimes I can get him out of it right away. Other times I can't. Other times he just doesn't want to talk about it. He just wants to keep it in and keep it to himself.
Stop.
All you can do is just talk to him. He's not going to release that guilt, though. He blames himself for all the things that happened when he was a child that weren't his fault.
My parents divorced when I was 3 years old. I don't remember too much, but I remember them fighting all the time. So then I got stuck living with my mom, and she was a mess.
Marc's mother was my daughter, and she was bipolar, and she actually had multiple personalities.
My mom was bulimic, and she was a speed addict. She wouldn't eat during the day, and after dinner, she would disappear to the bathroom for about an hour, hour and a half. On top of the bulimia, my mom's speed addiction started to become even more so out of control. She would sleep all day, and when she panicked or got angry, she got really angry. She would always just tell me how disappointed she was in me, how much she didn't like me. She would hit me, and she would just scream at me and break things. And so I was eating to feel better, but I started to feel that if I got rid of it by purging, I'd feel even better. At one point in high school, I went to go live with my father. My dad and I, we always fought over anything. When I was 16, I came out about being gay to my father, and that immediate night he got wasted. Reacting like that made how he felt very apparent.
He is my only son. I couldn't understand why he was like that.
When I was 19, my mom passed away from heart failure from her bulimia. I developed different obsessive-compulsive disorder tendencies because I felt that if I did things the right way, I couldn't get hurt. I started to eat hardly anything. And then one day I ended up in the hospital on a nasal feeding tube. But now I find myself going on a day-by-day basis, restricting some days and taking diuretics and laxatives other days. I tend to find myself choosing my eating disorder over everything else. I've lost job opportunities. I've been in and out of school. I've lost partners. I've lost friends. If I don't get help and kick this anytime soon, I'm afraid I might end up like my mom.
How many times do you binge and purge per day?
If it's a binge and purge day, about 5 to 6 times a day.
Okay. How many laxatives per day do you take?
Maybe once or twice a week I'll pop them, and that's 60.
16?
60.
60?
Mm-hmm.
You take 60 laxatives in a 24-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mark, would it be okay if you looked at me when we're talking? It would help me out a lot.
No, it's okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Why don't you look over here? Okay, good. Now why don't you look up? There you go. I'm glad you were able to do that. Do you also take water pills?
Yes, I take diuretics.
How many would you say you take every day?
Anywhere between 20 to 30 throughout the day, not at one given time.
And what's the point of you taking all of those?
Water weight.
Okay. What I'd like to do is send you for some blood work, an EKG, and a bone density test. And then we're gonna meet up about a week later and we'll go through the test together. The first thing, you are very underweight. And that's manifesting itself by a very low blood pressure and abnormalities in the rhythm of your heart. Now, the problem with that is that it can cause heart attacks, it can cause you to faint, it can cause a lot of problems that we can't fix. The next thing we need to talk about is your use of laxatives. Your colon has now become addicted to them, and that problem will be with you for the rest of your life. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm. The doctor mentioned I had an abnormal heart rhythm, which made me think of my mom. My mom died of heart failure, so it just slapped me in the face and made me feel bad that I'm heading in that direction.
I got you. I got you.
He's like running in here.
Come on.
All right, Mark, say.
Go. I'm gonna get you.
You gonna go throw up?
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about it, can I?
Nope. My name is Kristy, and I'm 38 years old, and formerly I was a model. So pretty, so polished, so sick, so miserable, dying, rotting on the inside. My whole life has been based on trying to look perfect. If I weren't pretty, I would want to die. Binging and purging, it's what I do. I eat till I can't eat anymore, and then I get rid of it. Here we go. 3, sometimes 4 times a day. No one's ever tried to stop me. Usually what I'll eat in one binge is maybe a foot-long sandwich, a couple of slices of pizza, a full big bag of chips, an ice cream sundae. I can hit up 3 fast food restaurants during one binge.
A number 4. I need a number 8, please. Can I get a milkshake instead of the Coke?
She can eat more than 2 men. She can eat. I mean, I don't see how she does it. I really don't.
When you first start eating, it's just, I can't explain it. It's total ecstasy, orgasmic.
I feel good. Tingles. I didn't get full. It's like I'm not hungry anymore, but I keep eating.
I eat to the point to where I'm sick and I'm filled with self-loathing, self-hatred.
You know, you eat a bunch of food, and it's like you spend 20 or 30 bucks on it, and then you just throw it up.
We don't really have that kind of money.
The eating disorder does drive a wedge between my husband and I. It's almost like I'm cheating on him with this eating disorder. I'm pouring energy and emotion into this instead of into my marriage. I've had to get caps on all my teeth. I've had hair loss, irritable bowel syndrome. I've thrown up blood. I can't even count how many times I thought I was gonna die doing this. I love you, honey. I'm afraid if I don't overcome this, that I'm not gonna see my kids grow up.
I want her to get better and just quit doing it.
I don't know if I can change. I've been this way for so long, you know?
Well, this is you. You're very pretty there.
7th grade.
That was great.
I was pretty.
Yeah, you was pretty back then. You was. That's a good picture of you right there.
That's right before I started gaining weight.
Yeah.
I was pretty thin right there. I was 12. That was before things started getting bad.
When Kristy was born, the doctor told my wife that she was perfect by the book, and that's something that she had to live up to all of her life.
When I hit 12 and started putting on some weight because of puberty, I didn't see anything wrong with it. My mom flipped out. All of a sudden, I wasn't her pretty baby anymore. And she would say horrible things like, "You're a fat ass and you used to be so pretty." That hurt. What do you do with that? When I was 15 years old, I met a girl that was drop dead gorgeous. And she told me that she got that way by throwing up. And I knew that was gonna solve all my problems. I lost weight very rapidly, and my mom would just go on and on about how her daughter's losing all this weight. It felt so good. I vowed I would never ever go back to being that ugly, unaccepted girl again, no matter what I had to do. In March of this year, I lost my mom to cancer. If I could have told my mom how I felt back then, I would have said, "How could you do that to me? I would never do that to my kids." Yay! I have been very blessed. I've got a great family. If it wasn't for the fact that I binge and purge every single day of my life, everything would be wonderful. I've got to face this, and I've got to deal with it, and I've got to get help to do it because I can't do it by myself. I want to change. I want to love myself. Well, I'm here for my first therapy session, and I haven't binged or purged today because I wanted to feel that urge to binge.
Nice to meet you. Come on back. I'm Dr. Julie Ane, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist specializing in the treatment of eating disorders.
My relationship with myself is the worst.
Okay.
I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself I'm sorry that I've hurt myself like this. And that I want to change it.
Okay, excellent. You want to tell me a little bit about your husband? What does he know about your eating disorder? What role does he play in your recovery process?
He's got this, I'm gonna fix it. You know, it's not about listening, it's about fixing. So we're just both fighting and we're having a really hard time getting along.
So maybe that's something that we work on, okay? I want her to reach out to her husband, and I'm hoping that her husband is able to reach back and to be there for her in a real manner. So a goal that I have for you would be to be able to begin to identify those feelings that are driving this 23-year-old eating disorder. And then we can work on dealing with those feelings directly and in a healthy way so you don't have to go through your eating disorder behavior or put your body through that, okay?
Okay.
What I'd like to do is to set you up to see the registered dietitian. Kristy and I will be working together on a concentrated outpatient level for the next 6 weeks. At the end of 6 weeks, we will set up a longer-term treatment plan to help with her longer-term goals.
I'm I'm getting ready to go into my first therapy session, and I'm feeling very nervous about it. Sometimes I'm afraid to get rid of the eating disorder and be whoever I'm supposed to be because I don't even know who that is.
I am Dr. Jordana Mansbacher. I am a licensed psychotherapist, and I have a specialty in treating eating disorders. So what was going on in your life that sparked you into this disorder?
No, my mom was just crazy. She was doing speed and she passed away 2 years ago.
From her drug use?
No, it was, well, my mom was also, she was bulimic and she had heart failure.
So you know the real repercussions of this eating disorder, and you're still continuing to do it.
It makes me feel safe. I have some OCD tendencies and things like that, and I don't know how to handle things. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to keep people around. And so this is what I have.
And your dad?
He makes me feel like what I'm doing isn't good enough, so I stopped talking to him about it too.
You have a lot of work to do, and I have a lot of hope for you. Because you're sitting here on my couch and you're bearing your soul. A goal I'd like to work on with you over the next 6 weeks is talking about your dad and your relationship with him. Would you be open to bringing him into therapy?
We can try, yeah.
Okay. Another goal is working on your OCD behaviors, thoughts that food is dirty. I think I'm gonna work with Rachel, the nutritionist, to devise a plan for Mark so that he gains more control over his rituals.
Hello.
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you.
I'm Marc, pleasure.
Hi, I'm Rachel Liger. I'm going to be your dietitian. Why don't you go ahead and have a seat here? I'm Rachel Liger. I'm a registered dietitian. I've been in practice with eating disorders for about 11 years. The first thing I want to do is a little bit of an experiential exercise, if you don't mind. I'm not going to ask you to eat anything right here, right now, okay? I'm just going to pull out some foods. And what we're going to do is we're going to separate these foods into bad, neutral, and good.
Do you have a napkin?
Yeah, I probably do have something in here. Today, when Mark came to my office, he was in his restricting mode. In his history, I read that he feels like the calories leach through his skin. Here, I could take this out.
The other way around.
Okay. Okay. Does that feel safe?
That's fine.
Okay. There you go. Water is bad?
Mm-hmm.
A banana is bad?
Bananas are the most caloric fruit.
Okay. I'm gonna move these aside for a moment now. And I want you to be real honest with me and rate your anxiety having those foods in front of you.
It's mostly the candy that's making me anxious. I'm salivating right now, and I'm kind of fantasizing about it in my head. I mean, you give me this by myself, and it'll be gone.
And you know what? I wouldn't give you this by yourself, okay? I know I'm triggering you right now, and I wouldn't advocate that you buy these types of foods and keep them in your home. Do you see the enormous amount of power you're giving this food?
Yeah.
I just want to see if you can entertain the possibility that you might be able to have these sometime in the future in moderation. I believe that you can do this. I believe you can take your power back from food.
Right now, we're on my way to my father's house to go have dinner. Some of my behaviors I only do in private, such as separating my food, handling my food with gloves or napkins. I'm able to eat normally at my parents' house because I can subdue my private rituals. Hi.
Good to hear just on time.
When Mark comes over, depending on what we're eating, he kind of usually just makes his own thing his own way.
We're having chicken tacos. You'll eat your tofu.
Tofu? It's tofu.
Whatever.
It's always 2 pans, one for Mark and then one for the rest of us.
Mark, will you have these?
What?
I said, will you have these?
No.
Okay, let's eat.
Jenny?
Maybe.
Where's it?
Okay, give me everything.
No phones at the table.
You have yours.
Mhm.
I'm not using it.
During dinner, I made myself 2 tacos to seem like I was eating normally.
We have no salsa, huh?
I ate the first one and hid the second one under a napkin while everyone else was talking. I don't believe anyone saw me.
He had made 2 tortillas to make 2 tacos today, but I noticed he only ate 1. But I'm kind of just happy he's eating anything at all.
Are you working on Saturday, Dad?
I don't know.
I have to go to a therapy session, and I don't know if you want to go with me.
What time?
I don't know.
I'll know more Wednesday. How's that?
Okay. I was bothered that my dad wasn't sure if he can go to my appointment on Saturday. He doesn't really work Saturdays, so I don't see why there's any reason why he can't go.
It's so hard. You know, when food is your drug, you can't just not go into the food bar. It's everywhere, food's everywhere, you've got to ingest it. How do I live every day without my drug? How do I look at it, taste it, and not go overboard with it? I don't know. But I need to do this. This is a matter of life and death. Meeting with this dietitian, I'm scared because they take all of your control. You have to eat what they feed you, and they've got a weight regimen for you, and you've got to gain that weight.
I'm Brina Jurgensen, registered dietitian in Scottsdale, Arizona. What do you think it's going to be?
About 115.
It's 116. I could definitely see she does need to do some weight restoration so that her body can function as efficiently as possible. Where you're at weight-wise is really under where you're supposed to be. And a better place for you to be would be somewhere between 120 and 130. Does that sound like a doable goal?
I met Brina for lunch, and she challenged me with my trigger food, which is pizza.
My role will be to make sure that she can eat the foods that she used to binge on in moderation.
I'm gonna have a slice of chicken pesto, please. Pizza's definitely a trigger food for me because of the oil and the greasiness of it.
What happened the last time you had it? What kind of pizza?
I binged. I purged.
Do you feel an urge to binge on the pizza that you have in front of you now? Well, let's see.
It was really nice to be able to socialize and enjoy the flavor of the food. A lot of times before, I would be eating it so fast, kind of in a trance, I wouldn't even really taste it. I'm curious if I have gained any weight.
Well, can you wait until we're in the office together? And let's look at it together.
I've got a long way to go still, but I'm making a lot of progress. And I had one slice. It was yummy, and I walked away. It was a very successful day, no obsessive thoughts, and it was really nice to be able to cook a normal dinner and relax and enjoy this meal with my family. We're ready, come and get it. I want to prove to my husband that I can overcome this eating disorder. Oh, I've got some really, really, really good bread. It's fresh baked in Scottsdale.
You drove all the way over there for bread?
It's next door to my therapy place.
How are you doing anyway?
How does it look like I'm doing?
I've never seen you eat that much without binging. You plan on keeping this down? You've been doing it. You're being successful here.
Yes, I am. I'm learning how to eat and eat like regular people and not toss my cookies.
There you go. All you gotta do is stop. Amen.
My husband, Sean, he's tried very hard to understand this eating disorder, but it's like a ditch digger telling a surgeon how to perform brain surgery. You don't know. That's what everybody tells people they don't understand it. Well, just quit.
I don't know what it's like. I have no idea what it's like to have an eating disorder, nor do I want to know. But, you know what, if you really want to quit, you'll quit. You know, it's like smoking, you know, if you want to quit smoking, you'll quit smoking.
When food's your drug, I have to take it in. It'd be like giving an alcoholic a shot and then telling him to stop. That's what it's like for me. I have to eat and I have to quit. Right when I'm just getting started,
Takes a lot of willpower, it does.
You quit advice if it's a problem. You know, simple as that. And if you can't quit it, try to regulate it. If you can't regulate it, then, hey. You know, honestly, I'm just kind of getting sick of it. You know, hearing about it all the time. It gets old.
I'm sorry. God, I'm a horrible person. And now I feel like I'm just a big freaking failure. No one believes I can beat this. They really don't believe I can beat it. They really think I'm gonna fail again. How am I supposed to believe in myself? Nobody else will believe in me. Why even try, you know? It's never good enough.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, so with your left hand, I want you to pick a crayon, okay? My task moving forward is to heighten even further Kristy's awareness of how her emotional state contributes to her compulsive overeating. And I need to start giving her some therapeutic tools to release it, other than her old way, which was bulimia. Close your eyes and connect to the emotion, and then release the emotion through scribbling. This is just kind of getting those feelings out, purging those feelings onto paper. There you go. Keep feeling that feeling. Let it out.
I do feel a little anger rising up in me. I don't even know why. I feel like a failure, I feel like a loser that can't do anything right. I feel trapped.
You're doing great. Keep going. Keep going.
I feel worthless. I feel just like scum. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not right. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you.
Good. Good. After the client scribbles out the energy of the emotion, I ask them to put words to whatever they are feeling.
I wrote, why couldn't you just love me the way I was? Why did I always have to be something that was too hard for me to be? You're a child. You shouldn't have to do anything in order to get love. It drove me.
And I think it still does.
I have to be good enough in order to be loved. I gotta please people.
Okay, so who are you talking about currently? Just name it.
My husband.
Okay, okay.
He says a lot of the same things sometimes that my mom would say. You know, like I'm expressing my feelings and I'm being irrational, I'm being selfish, and I'm not right. And you start to believe it. I don't want the pressure anymore.
Tonight I'm gonna go have dinner with my dad. And I'm actually kind of nervous about that when I exhaust my topics of conversation. And then I'm gonna feel like a failure of a son.
Got a lot of traffic coming up here.
That's weird.
Lots.
Traffic coming up here, though?
Bumper to bumper.
Oh. Well, thank you.
For?
Well, come in.
Oh. What are you doing?
Put it on the little plate.
No.
Why?
Just eat it right there.
It's too much. Like, I don't know, I don't want all this food in front of me. Because then I'll eat it.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, I'll pick at it, and I'll pick at it, and I'll pick at it. I have to pee.
Well, go.
Huh?
Go. You're not in jail.
I'll be right back in about a minute. I just went to the bathroom to go throw up a little bit. It's too awkward for me. I don't think we have anything in common. I feel like I'm boring him, so I don't know. I just feel like I'm failing. I'm a failure.
Where'd you go?
The bathroom.
To do it. Come on, what the f? You know,
huh?
You know, I don't like that dude. Shouldn't have done that. Why?
Okay. This is uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels like we don't have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
And it makes me uncomfortable.
So that's why you want to go do that?
I was feeling nervous.
Were you? Stop finding excuses, Mark.
Okay.
You know I don't like that, man. Do you feel better now? I want to go home now.
It was a disaster.
Tell me.
I purged during dinner, and then he got mad at me, and then when I explained to him why I did it, he didn't really care.
But you spoke up for yourself. Positive step. In my professional view, you've made a lot of strides that you wouldn't have taken a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes I still feel like a dog chasing his tail. I always feel like I'm not the son that he wants.
I think it is imperative that you bring your father to our next therapy session. Okay?
I'm getting ready for the therapy session with my husband today. I want to try to help him understand how he could better assist me and be a support to me. Mommy. I gotta take a shower, honey.
I mean, I'm not a big therapy guy, you know, like if I have a problem, I need to go see a therapist. But I'm going to therapy with Kristy because I love her.
Talking about my therapy sessions, it doesn't look like it is something that he really cares to hear about, like in detail. In detail, so I don't really talk to him about it. And sometimes it starts arguments.
Let's try it right now. Tell Sean really what this has been like for you.
It's been 3.5 weeks since I have binged or purged, and I wish you could better understand what it's taking out of me to do this. So you could applaud it and praise me, which I do need a lot of praise. I use the eating disorder and I put on an air like I'm in control of everything. I've got it. I'm fine.
And by the way, you're all alone when you do that.
Yeah.
But you yearn to be connected with your husband. Listen to what your wife needs. Don't think in your perspective of what I would need in this situation, okay?
Got it. But how do you think I feel when I know you're in there purging
How do you
and I
feel?
can't do anything about it? And every time I hear you do it or I notice that you do it, that pushes me away even more, which makes me not want to be close to you.
I understand that.
Okay, which then plays into the past cycle where then you had this yearning to be seen and loved and connected, yet you had been pushing him away, and then, you know, the cycle continues.
And actually, do you realize for the last month, a little more than ever, like especially if we're intimate, whatever, that I actually kiss you more?
Because I'm not throwing up.
Exactly.
I think the key to the success of the session with Sean is that Kristy and Sean really do love each other very much.
I want to grow old with her. And I want her to beat this thing so our kids can grow up with their mother.
Sean's committed to her. He wants to help her through this recovery process. And Kristy really loves him as well.
At this stage of my recovery, my body is screaming for calories. It has been so deprived, and now it starts getting fed, and it's like, don't shut me off. You know, so I'm hungry like every hour.
Hey, babe.
I'm having a little bit of a hard time, and I need your help.
Okay.
I'm standing in front of a pizza place, and I really, really want a slice of pizza because I ate lunch, and I'm still starving. I'm really hungry. That was the first time that I had an attack that instead of just going with it, I reached out for help.
Babe, it's okay. You're gonna beat this thing. This is part of the healing process. You know, your mind can overcome a lot of stuff.
My husband, Sean, talked me through it and tells me how amazing and wonderful I am. I was just like, wow. It made me feel really special.
I want you to know that I'm proud because this is a hard thing to overcome, and you're doing it, you know?
I'm gonna leave now.
That's great.
I'm walking away.
When I initially met Mark, I brought a lot of foods that he had commonly binged on, and he was very, very anxious about that, and I knew that I was really touching on something.
Hi.
Hi. My vision of treatment is for him to be able to touch that food without having to use a plastic bag or a glove. The more we expose somebody to the foods that are terribly triggering, the less the anxiety becomes. What's today? Is today a restricting day or binge day?
Restricting day.
So this is really difficult for you then, because you would normally not touch this type of food.
One of them's just like calling out to me. I feel like a dog with a treat. I'm just like, I'm like following it with my eyes. It's ridiculous.
It's a high risk.
This reminds me of my mom.
Does it?
That used to be our favorite Halloween candy. I binge on that sometimes, and it just feels like, I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm a kid again. That I'm 7 and we're just sitting on the couch, watching a movie. Things like that.
So that was fond memories with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Do you want to share this with me? In a tribute to your mom?
Good man.
You're doing this because you want to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I have your permission to open it?
Mm-hmm.
Keep your hand out.
It even smells like her.
Does it? Oh.
Yeah. Chocolate and peanut butter was our thing.
Good for you.
The butter that shit on my tongue.
Mark, I think you're so cool. I hope we continue working together. I really do. I love this process. I love this process.
I'm sick of the eating disorder. I'm sick of being hard on myself. I'm sick of talking about it. I'm sick of thinking about it. So I'm just gonna be as willing as possible. Like, I'm not gonna put up a fight.
What % of you wants to recover now after all this treatment?
I'm tired of trying to be so perfect all the time, and I don't have a percent. I just really want it. I asked my dad to go to therapy with me today, and I'm a little nervous. I don't know how he's gonna act.
Mark, let me ask you, what kinds of things would you want from Dad?
Not to snap at me when I talk to you.
I'm not sniping at you.
No, not today, but sometimes when I call you and I tell you I feel bad and you get kind of mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that just discourages me from talking to you.
I guess what it really is that, for simple example, he was on the freeway one day, something happened to his car, and he calls me crying. He's a grown man.
Okay, but we're not dealing with someone who's normal at this moment. He's in a disease right now. When somebody starts an eating disorder, their psychological and mental health growing stops at that moment. So you have to look at him in sort of a different way. We're dealing with a 14-year-old. We can't expect him right now to act the way maybe you and I would act. How present were you the first 10 or so years of his life?
Not enough, but I disappeared for a couple of years.
Knowing who his mother was and how sick she was, I don't want to put a ton of blame on you at all.
Oh, I take the blame, and I told him, I'll take this blame also, because I wasn't there for him.
Okay.
But
well, it gets very confusing for a child because...
It does.
I mean, you're Dad, and Dad is supposed to protect. Now we're dealing with a little boy who the only coping skills he had at the time were what he learned from Mom. Abusing food, abusing his body, and that's what we're dealing with now.
I know I wasn't always there for Mark when he was a child. I thought it the best I could, but I should have been there more. He definitely needed me more. I regret that, but I'm here with him now, so we're gonna try to work this out.
You are definitely on board. You're here, you're willing to admit some responsibility, which is wonderful. I can work with him on the past. He needs you in the present right now. And I can tell you are definitely willing to do that.
No, I will. I will. Our relationship should grow stronger from here. We can get a good father and son relationship going. Just need to learn to spend time together and not argue with him. I love you, Mark. We'll get through this.
If I can kick this disorder, I can see my dad and I becoming a lot closer than we've ever been.
This is my final visit with Dr. Ane. It's been 1 month and 2 weeks since I've binged and purged. I think the worst is definitely over now.
What I want to do first is see where things are at with your husband, Sean.
He's been even more supportive, even more complimentary, telling me how he's proud and trying to step it up a little bit and be more of the give me the kind of love that I crave.
And that urge to binge, where is it now relative to you?
I can still feel it fighting, putting those doubts in there that I'll be able to make this a lifestyle forever. That eventually I'm gonna need it again and I'm gonna want it back.
The difference this time is that you're just not trying to stop the behaviors, you're actually developing ways to take care of the underlying emotions. And once that's done, it will not be something that you have to fight for the rest of your life like you do now. Kristy was ready. What helped her to make such rapid progress was the fact that she was willing to give herself over to the therapeutic process. That's not an easy task, but that is absolutely necessary if you're going to recover.
I give complete, total thanks to God and to you and to Brina. I couldn't have done it.
I'm pretty tired of living my life with an eating disorder, so I've learned to trust the experts a little more than I normally would. I plan on returning to school and continue taking courses in psychology and writing. Hopefully I can become an eating disorder therapist myself, so I can help other people and give back.
Austin.
Go sit next to Bubby. There you go. Through this whole process, all the energy that I was putting into the eating disorder is gone. It gives me more time for my husband. That gives me more time for my kids. What a ham.
Gets that from you.
Oh yeah, like he doesn't get it from you. Sean has been so supportive and super. It's one of the things that drives me to keep pushing forward is because he has rooted for me so much.
Here.
What's that?
Open it.
I am very proud of you for working as hard as you do with the ED. I love you. Oh, honey. I'm still having some challenges, but I'm feeling like I can conquer the world with one arm tied behind my back.